Mate, I've just had 2 nights and 3 days away in the Lake District. You know, one of them proper, you just need to unwind, you need to relax and just chill out. Yeah, we had a full-on adventurous time, including some amazing bits and some bits that really went wrong. Oh my God, mate, you'll never guess what happened on the first day. We planned to go to Ullswater, and there's like a waterfall area, airy crag, there's a summit point and gowbarrrow, and it was just, oh, it's an amazing place, and that's what we planned. But I didn't just want to drive up the motorway and get there, so I wanted to do like a nice country road. I know of a great road called the Kirkston Pass, I think it's called. Oh my God, it's beautiful, and it was covered in snow. But you never guess what happened when we actually got to Ullswater itself.
Says, go on, what did you say?
I forgot my boots.
She's left her boots and her waterproof stuff at home. Let's go back to pick
So
them
that's
up.
exactly what we did. We jumped back in the car, but we just went the quick way, straight down the motorway, straight back to the northwest of England. And yeah, it was tough. Back to the hotel. It was far too late to actually do anything that day. It was darkness had fell, so we just got ourselves a really nice meal, settled down, had a good night, and then the next morning came along. We had a really nice breakfast. We stayed in the Premier Inn. It was only £78 for 2 nights. It was a bargain. We ended up going for a little drive then. We were heading for Grasmere, just solely because Grasmere, we wanted to do the little villages because the weather wasn't the best that morning. So on the way, we had a little break. We stopped on the banks of Bath and Waite Reservoir, Lake, Fal, whatever you want to call it. And we just had a good look around. We saw some snow still on top of the mountains. We even found a little cute dog. It was absolutely amazing. We really did turn this into a sort of photo opportunity sort of thing. And we got some really nice photos of the hills, and it was just really nice. But then we ended up jumping back in the car, off to Grasmere, had a little mosey around all the shops and stuff. This was her first time up to the Lake District, so I wanted to show her all aspects. We did find this little Hawkston sign, and we had to take a little selfie with it, didn't we? It was just a really cute little time. We had a little walk around the riverside path. There's like a little path that just goes around the riverside. It's not a massive path. It just skirts around the outskirts of Grasmere. You can walk around it to go around to the Rydal caves and all that sort of stuff. And it was just really nice, pleasant little morning. We did get a bit wet. You kept seeing the snowy mountains in the background, and I just really loved the snowy mountains. I think we kept seeing Helvellyn, and that just brought back so many amazing memories of when I climbed up Helvellyn. I absolutely loved it. Just look at it. It's absolutely amazing. All the rivers that we did pass were all quite inflated, to be fair. The water levels were really high, and that's because some of the snow had started to melt on top of the actual falls and on top of the mountains. But we jumped in the car, shot down to Rydal Caves, and we just started our little walk. We ended up going down some nice little steps, up and over the river. I mean, look at the river. Now, look at it now, because when we come back, it shows you the inflation when we come back this. It really did raise quite a lot in the whole time that we were out and about. It was a lovely little walk up over the bridge, then we jumped into a little forestry area, and we started inclining. There was a couple of different paths to take. Luckily, I did have the OS Maps app on my mobile phone, and I managed to download the apps because I got the premium version, and we could just sort of path out exactly where we needed to go. I was quite took back by this. I've seen loads of pictures of the cave before, but I never actually knew it was quite high up, or as high up as it actually was. We just ended up going down these tiny little tracks, watching all the water run off the falls. Was absolutely breathtaking. You don't think that much snow actually melts and comes down off, but it was just nice to see it all. It was just nice to be out and about. But every single step we took up, we just got a better view of Helvellyn and all the mountains still covered in snow. I wish I could have got up there, but with a wind chill factor of -18 up there, we just weren't equipped to do that. So we were going to hit some hills, but we're not going to hit the high mountains in this one. We really wanted to tackle the haystacks. We got to the caves, and as always with the Rydal Caves, it is extremely busy. For this day, with this weather, we didn't exactly expect it to be too busy, but it still was fairly busy. We managed to go through, get a few lovely little pictures of being there, basically. Going over the stepping stones, coming back out, and we started declining, going down onto the side of the lake. This was Rydal Lake, I think it's actually called, and it's just a beautiful little lake. We got, again, some lovely photos with the snowy background. It was just nice to spend some quality time purely unwinding, and it was breathtaking. It was that nice, and we were enjoying ourselves that much. We'd spent a little too long actually at Rydal Caves and doing that path that we kind of fell behind on our schedule. We actually did plan a schedule because we wanted to fit in as much as possible. We wanted to do catbells, and we did. We went round there, we found our little parking spot. It must have been busy that day because it was packed. There was cars everywhere, but we managed to sort of get there quite late and slip in a spot fairly near to the path, and we just started inclining. This is one of her first proper walks in the Lake District, and we all just wanted to do catbells, see what it was like, tick one off the list, so to speak. Every single step up that we took, because it really is quite a sharp incline going up, we just got a better view of the mountains. The mountains that were behind the mountains that were behind the mountains started to come into play, which was great. We come up to this first little scramble bit. This was over the first little hill. I can't remember the name of this first fall, but it's the first fall going over to the actual crag itself, and it's just beautiful. Again, the view really did do well. I wish I could turn the volume up on this, but you wouldn't hear any of it because the wind was horrendous. It really was bitterly cold wind up there. You're scrambling, they're going to be dirty. Oh, bless her. That was her first time scrambling. But we got back to the hotel, got our heads down, got up the next morning, had a really good breakfast once again. I can't rate the breakfast highly enough. They're absolutely amazing. We jumped in the car and went for another little country drive the next day. We went a bit further north today because the weather just looked a bit further north. She's never been to Scotland. I had to take her to Gretna Green while we were in the North Lake District. It would be rude not to. Plus, imagine the Facebook pictures and the Instagram pictures of us actually going to Gretna Green, all looking all loved up. Yeah, you can imagine some of the comments. You haven't got married, have you? You didn't invite us, did you? No, we didn't. We just went to look. These love locks things, it really did. It's quite nice, actually. It saves doing it on the bridges and ruining all the bridges. Just whack them straight onto that little sign, the little thistle thing. We didn't spend too long here, maybe about half an hour. Had a little look around the shops and stuff, but then we jumped back in the car and headed back to Ullswater. Now was the time on our last day to tick off Airy Falls, Airy Crag, the Gowbarrrow Falls, and that's what we really did. We obviously had to stop on the way and get our last few photos of Ullswater before we started to actually pull round to Airy Falls, jump in there. I had to go to the toilet, amazing red squirrel on the wall. I had to take a picture, you know, I had to. The parking was pretty decent today. I think it was about £2.50 and we managed to spend a decent amount of time there. And it's quite sentimental, this little add your donation in and it goes down like that. Yeah, some cute little things like that for the kids. I mean, this walk around Airy Falls is friendly for children. We did see one little problem. They said there's two bridges, two like stonemason built bridges, like old-fashioned bridges. The bottom one was closed. In the last big storm we had, they had a big massive tree fall down and block the bridge. It just totally covered the bridge. Now when you see the signs of it, you think, oh, I wonder if it damaged the bridge, I wonder if there's any damage. The tree was still on the bridge. It was like a perfect aim, just jumped straight over the middle of the actual bridge. I was quite shocked. It damaged the paths and they've had to sort all that. But we still managed to go up to the top one and actually see the big waterfall. You wait till you check this out. Oh my God, the power that was going down that waterfall. And again, all the melted snow was running down into the river and just banging down this tiny little crag. Oh, it was so powerful. It really makes you feel, there's the tree. There's the tree, look, it's just perfect on the actual bridge. But we decided, you know what, if we're having a good day, we'll just keep walking and see where we go. I was secretly sort of trying to push her towards going up the crag without her even knowing. And I thought, oh, we'll go this way, we'll go this way. And we did it. We ended up following along the path, going all the way up the river, just finding all the different, oh, we nearly fell. We found all the different things. We come out the forest and we started to incline. It was, again, really boggy, quite muddy, just solely because of the amount of actual water running down off the hills. There's a few people walking around up there. We didn't expect it to be as icy as it actually was when we actually got up there. These waterfalls, they were just mind-blowingly beautiful. The power. I mean, you know the power of the waterfalls when you actually get there and see them. You can see them running around on pictures and it just doesn't give you the effect of when you're actually there. It's just the amount of water. I can't stress it enough. There was a lovely little path walking along and then we turned right and it started to incline up. I actually kept trying to get videos of her falling into the water, but it never happened. I'm quite gutted. Don't tell her I said that. The pathways, it seems like they're starting to do a lot of maintenance on these paths going up to Airy Crag. This is one of those crags that is a Wainwright that isn't sort of connected to loads of other Wainwrights. So you're just going to have to go up this one to be able to tick it off the list to come back down and it's ticked off. You can see it just up there. It's only a small one, but we made it up there. It was bitterly cold. It was blowing a gale and it was cold. There was a lot of ice. Now coming up this side of the actual hill, there was no ice. So this must be the sun hit side of the lake. The sun must hit this side of the actual hill. On the other side, when we come back down the other side, yeah, there was a lot of snow. well, not a lot of snow, but a bit of snow. But the ice on the path was just trodden, it was compact, it was slippy. And there were some stretches of this path that was really narrow, with a cliff going down on one side and a cliff rising up on the other side. It was really quite treacherous in some sort of areas. I say that, we did have a few families of kids just sort of gliding past us, just walking past, and we're like, where have they gone? Oh, 2 minutes later, they're already forward and gone. Going, look, see, up the hill, big steep one side, steep the other side, lovely little fords and little waterfalls. Again, so much snow melting, just coming straight down into these little crevasses. It was just beautiful. It really was, but it was a bit dangerous. We come up to Memorial Seat, I think they call this. And it's just like a viewpoint of Ullswater with the surrounding mountains and the surrounding falls. And it's mind-blowingly beautiful. I mean, just wow. It's a wow moment. So, as always, we took a few extra pictures, started making our way back down. That's when we jumped into the car and we started heading home. That was the end of our sort of holiday. We had to take in one more scenic drive on the way down, jumped on the motorway and just headed straight down. It was absolutely mind-blowing. I wish you could have been there, mate. It was beautiful. No, I know, actually, I don't wish you could have been there. It was our time. But you know what I mean. Anyway, mate, it was nice to speak to you. Subscribe.